Hi guys, let's look at how you can come up with a banking system in Microsoft Access. Therefore, we shall start by capturing the accounts, not really the accounts but the customer details. Then once you do the customer details, we can proceed to do banking, that is either deposit or withdraw. Therefore, basically what you need to do is to just go to add new, then you type the ID number of somebody. Like for example, you can just have somebody like Janet JB, then her mobile number 254. Let's have that as her mobile number. Then date registered, we register her today. Then registration fee is $500. Then the card type is master, that is the card she will receive. Then we can capture the photo of this lady, for that is Janet. Then in case you have a scanner, you can capture the fingerprints, but for this case we shall capture her signature. Therefore just go and capture her signature. Therefore just go to where the signature is. Signature, that way we capture the signature. Therefore this is the signature of Janet, and in case we want to verify, we shall be doing the verification. Then from there we save the record, and then we can refresh that. Therefore you can see now so far we have captured Janet JB as our new customer. We can capture another one just to help our database work well. For this one we have John, Max, Eden. Then we have his mobile number, then registration date, we register him today, fee 500, then card type is Visa. Then capture the picture of this gentleman. So this is Max. Then in case you have a signature, you can capture. In case we don't have, you can capture the fingerprints. Then from there we just refresh. Therefore so far you'll notice that we have added 2 customers in our database. Therefore after doing that, we need to cross that. Therefore once we cross that, we proceed to the transaction module. Therefore transaction module, you just start with add record. Therefore for this case we just go back to accounts, then we scroll. Before we scroll, make sure you tick this customer. This is our customer, make sure you tick that. Then you go to next. Also this one must be ticked that way. Therefore you have captured those ones. Therefore I just need to cross this, then refresh. There we are. Therefore when I refresh, you'll be in a position to see that when I click on add new, I can be in a position now to see all my customers. Therefore I need to do transaction for Janet JB, and the date of transaction is today. Therefore I first of all capture her that is her account number. Then she want to make a deposit of $45,000. Deposited date, she deposited today. Then probably she can come to ask for another day to deposit $5,000. Then for example, let's say she deposited that one on Thursday. Then she can also do another transaction. Like for example, she came to just to withdraw some cash here. Therefore you just go to this point, withdraw. She want to withdraw 40, that is 40, this date of withdrawal. Let's say she withdrew on 29th. She will want to withdraw $40. Then she also came to the other account and withdrew 600. Therefore this one was withdrawn on that is on 28th. Then from there we can just go to this other point and say who withdrew the money. The money was withdrawn by Jebit. That is the person who withdrew that cash. Then from here you need to hit on print receipt. That is to see the bank statement. Therefore you can be in a position to see the balances, various balances of her that is in the system. Also, when you go to the next customer, guys, here right now, if I go to Don Gichai here, then hit on this one, you see now that one will produce the statement for Don Gichai, account number this, and all transactions made by that guy. Therefore, guys, this is the banking system that I wish to take you through from scratch on how to come up with it. Therefore, what you need to do, you just right click on your screen, go to new, then folder, then we can just call this folder of ours our banking system. Then I open my folder, I right click, go to new, then access. Therefore this is our banking pro. Then open your banking pro, that is the access. Can just open access, then go to our banking pro. You see our banking pro is empty, therefore you just do that. Then from there we go ahead and that is we do our tables. Therefore just zoom that, go to create, then design. We start by creating the accounts table. Therefore we have the ID number of the person, customer name, that is customer name. Then we have their mobile phone. We have date registered, date of registration. Then we have card type. Then we have can talk about having the photo of the guy, that is signature, and also fingerprints. Then we need to have status, whether the person is customer, yes or no. If we just have yes or no. Then we have this one is attachment, signature is also attachment. Then this is date and time. Card here, you just go use the lookup wizard, use this option. I type in the values I want, go to next. Therefore here we have Visa, we have MasterCard, Visa and MasterCard. Those are the cards. Then from there, date of registration, mobile number, ID number. This one can be our primary key. No, our primary key should be the customer name, that is the owner of the account. Therefore this is accounts. Then after doing that one, we go ahead and create another table. Therefore we just do now the transactions table. The transactions table, we can have the serial number, which is auto number and primary key. Then we can have transaction ID. This is the number. Then we have that is savings account. Or just have account number. This can be number. Then after having that one, we can have now the deposit amount. Then date deposited. This is date and time. This can be number. Then we have a withdraw amount, also number. We also have date withdrawn. This is date and time. Then you can also have, in case they have a fixed accounts, that is fixed deposit. Then this is number. Then from there we can have that is the date due. That is also the fixed account. And for this one will be today's date plus 90 days. Therefore we shall have that is 90 days. Therefore you go to this point, choose calculated, then we shall have that is we shall have the fixed date deposited, that is plus 90 days, plus 90. Therefore we shall have a field called fix. We have not created this field. If I copy that, then I click on OK. Then here we need to have that field. This one is date and time, and then this one should be equal to today's date. Therefore that one should be equal to today's date. We go to validation rule, then type that this one should be greater or equal to date of today. That way. Therefore in case you evaluate that is, we have bracket, and also we have a bracket there. Good. The whole date. This is this one should be here. Validation row. Then the default value should be this part equals to date. That is equals to today's date. In case you leave that field, therefore here check the dates. That is the validation rule. Therefore this one is done. That is as far as that one is concerned. Therefore this is transaction details. Then we create our Rust table. We create our Rust table. If our Rust table cross this, we just go to create, then design view. We create our Rust table. Our Rust table will have 3 fields: transaction ID, this is auto number, save it, then this is customer, this is the customer. Then here you just need to go down here, look up, this one you change this one to combo. Then here once you change to combo, down here you just go to these 3 dots, hit the 3 dots. Then once you hit the 3 dots, you just go to these accounts, you double click the accounts. Then we need to have the customer name and then the status. Then status here, criteria yes, so that it can only filter those ones who are customers. Then from there you can just cross that, then go to the next part. The next part of this one is a transaction date. This is date and time. Then you save this one. This one is transaction entry. Transactions entry. That way. Then after having done that one, we just go now to relationship, go to database tools, relationship. Therefore we right click here, show tables. Therefore you can double click, then cross. Therefore you shall have our tables here. We have our accounts table, transaction table, and transaction entry. Therefore these are the tables that we have. So what I need to do here is to create the relationship. Therefore the relationship is that we shall have this customer name is this one, that is one to many, enforce, create. Then here for the transaction, we have the transaction ID. The transaction ID, this one, one to many is related to that way. So that's what we have. We have that one. We have then we have who withdrew this money. Therefore, first of all, we save this. Then we can fix one more relationship. If we just go back to transaction details, just go to here, who withdrew, withdrawn by, who withdrew the money. Therefore withdrawn by, right click, go to lookup wizard. Then once you do that, go to next, then go to accounts, next, choose customer, that is the customer who withdrew the money, next, finish, save the relationship. Therefore when I go back to my relationship window here, you'll notice that these are the relationships that are available as far as that one is concerned. Therefore after doing that, you just go to create, then form wizard, then from here send everything to the right hand side, next, then from here we have next, columnar, next, finish. This is what we have. Therefore just reorganize this one to fit your needs. If you just do this one, fingerprints should just consume, also signature should consume something less, and the photo should be somewhere there. Then just design this one as you wish, that way. This one should be there, then this one should be given a different color, like that. So this is what we have. If I run, this is what I have. Then I right click, I just go to design, and then bring these accounts here. We are designing a sub form. Therefore you can just watch my previous videos on how to do the sub form. Therefore this is my sub form. Then you can just pull these ones somehow to required sizes. Then these ones goes up. Then also these ones, you can remove this one, it's not important. Then these ones here, just pull the cursor that way, then bring that, take them to that point. Also these ones board that way. This one can also be something closer to that. To around that point. Around that point. Then this one you need to pull this that way to avoid hiding some feeds. Therefore that one is done. But I just need to adjust something. Therefore this is fingerprint, this is photo. Then this photos this one should be somehow down that way. Therefore this is what we have, guys. So far you can see I have been in a position now to create the the sub form. Therefore we can also fix this error here whereby we are displaying one record. Therefore just go to design view, go to properties, then data, link master feeds. I remove this. I also remove that one. That one I took you through in my previous video. There we are. Therefore you can see now my data is displayed. This is for the fingerprints, this is for the photo, this is for the signature, this is for the signature. The signature is not visible. There we are. Therefore at least you can see this is for signature, fingerprints, photos, etc. Then after creating the accounts form, we can now go ahead and create the main form for our transactions. Therefore I just go to form wizard. This time round I use the transaction entry. We have 3 fields, set them all to the right, next, columnar, finish. This is what we have. Therefore you can just fix this here. Just go to this one, fix them, take them that way. Then just pull this, increase the size, because we shall need the sub form there. We shall need our sub form there. Therefore this is our transactions. We want it. This is our transactions entry. Then after doing that, you can just go to design, go to all feeds here. Just go to this point here. If we just go to we want to bring the transaction, therefore just drag and drop it here, then go to next. Just go back, define my own here, choose transaction ID and also transaction ID from the other table, next, finish. Then just do like we have done the other one, pull this one towards the end, remove this title here. This is our transaction entry. Then go down up to that point, then go to format them accordingly so that I can get good work. Can do that. Then go to the same. This is board. Then home run. Therefore you can see what we have so far. But still we need to hide such a field. Right click, just say hide field. We don't want to see that field. Therefore for the next point, just go to design view that way, go to all, show our tables. We need transaction table, accounts table here, so that I can bring this here. Whether somebody is not that one, that is, I need to go to accounts. This is for transaction history. Just need to collapse those ones that way. I need to add I need to just go to customer details, customer. This is transaction entry, accounts. Just go back to accounts. We have this part. Before we need to bring that one. First of all, after doing that, you can just color this. Just go and give it some colors, and then you pull these ones the way it is. Then from there, we can just go to this point here, draw a label, and then type banking system. Go to format, then give it color white, and also centered. Can give it a larger font. Banking system. like that. If I have banking system transaction entry, this is what we have. Then down here we shall put a button. This button I'll show you how to go about it. Therefore, in case I just delete, just go to this, take a toggle button here, draw it, then just type print statement, then go to format, give it color red like that, then go to this one, give it white, can also make it 12 that way. Then if now I run this one, this is what we have so far. You see now we come in the position to get our guys from here. Then after I am done with this, I need to create a query that will assist me to have that is the statement. If I just go to create, then query design, then I need to have these two transaction, that is transaction and transaction entry. Then I have my fields. Therefore I have my serial number, deposited amount, withdrawn amount, fixed account, then who withdrew that one, and also transaction ID and account number. Then you can just save that one. Therefore that's what we need to have. We need to have that one. Then in the transaction ID here, you can just call it query one. In the transaction ID here I will need to put something here. I will need to put a function here that is in the criteria that forms the form name. The form name is transaction details, that is form this one. Then exclamation mark, the field is transaction ID. Therefore this means that that form will filter the transaction ID. That's what it means. It means that this criteria will filter the transaction ID from the form. Then I save that one, I cross. Now I need to create the transaction statement, that is the statement or the report. Therefore I just go to report wizard, then here I choose my query one, and then send everything to the right hand side. Next, we can just call it statement. Therefore this is what I have. Therefore we just need to give it a clear finish. We remove the serial number, don't need that one. Then here we can bring the transaction ID somewhere there, then withdrawn by, this allowance can be brought somewhere there. Then the account number, the saving account number can be brought here. So this is the account number of the customer. Then withdrawn by, this is the person who withdrew the money. That way. Then from there we can just highlight this, go to format, we can give it some clear finish. Therefore this is our statement. This one's just poor, give it black, that way. Then from there we can just see what we have so far. Amount, yeah, that's what we have as our statement. But you need to remove that line. Just go to property, all, go to back style, choose transparent, border style, choose transparent. We want to avoid that line that was there. Therefore so far guys, this is our statement, and therefore we just go back to this button of ours here, right click, go to design view, you go to this button, go to properties, go to event, then on click, what happens, hit the three dots, go to macro builder, click OK. Therefore open report, you choose the report statement, then save, cross. Therefore when I run this one, the transaction that is here, when I hit print receipt, you see, it goes straight to that guy. It goes to transaction 1, and we need to put the name of the person, doing this withdrawn by. We can just duplicate this somewhere here. This is the customer name here, who withdrew the money. You can just bring it there, and then go to properties, all normal style here, just put it as transparent. Go to format, increase the font size to something like 20 and centered. That means when I run, you see now this is the statement for Belinda Wanja. Therefore you save that. If now we go to the next person, next, that way, and then hit on print statement, that is for Don Gichai, statement number 2, it works fine. Therefore basically guys, what you need to note is the creation of the tables, also creation of the query, then the connection between this one, and also now when we go to the accounts, this one here, you should add the buttons for add a new, right? Or you use this one so that you can be in a position to capture a person and then be in a position to add that. Therefore, in case you want to add the button for maximization here, just go to design view, then just go to toggle button. You can just draw the toggle button here, then write hide stroke display ribbon. That way, then go to this button of ours, go to event, on click. On click, what happens? Therefore, this one, we have the code here that do command show toolbar ribbon. Therefore we just have that one. Then that is, let's see what happens when we double click and what happens when we click once. Therefore just go to double click will show the ribbon, single click or click will hide the ribbon. Therefore when I click, it hides the ribbon. When I double click, it unhides the ribbon. Therefore that's how our system looks like. Therefore guys, remember to subscribe for me if you haven't done that for me. Also just below this video there is a link to my website where you can download a copy of this system for free so that you can be in a position to run with it and also modify in case you want. Thank you very much.